So in recent months, I've been playing through the Yakuza series. As of this recording, I have played and completed the stories of 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2. I do have plans to play the following games whenever I can. Now, this series is amazing and has so many positive aspects I can go on and on about. The super fun and satisfying combat systems, the voice acting, the hilarious side missions, the awesome mini-games within the game, but I've been wanting to discuss the three main antagonists of the first Yakuza I ever played, 0. I thought these guys played off of each other awesomely. I think for a game that spent so much of its time portraying Yakuza, I found it striking that the three main antagonists all represented a different reason to go into organized crime. Daisuke Kuze, Hiroki Awano, and Keiji Shibusawa all contrasted each other in the reasons for doing what they did. Now, I don't know jack shit about the real Yakuza or real organized crime, so I'm looking at this series as a romanticized work of fiction and nothing else. Main characters Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima are just getting their bearings in an environment completely surrounded by excess, and therefore exploitation, as Japan's economy soars like never before in the 1980s. Naturally, where there's money, there's people trying to exploit those money-making systems for more profit. Both Kiryu and Majima are idealists who contend with the more cut-and-dry, practical gangsters who don't have a sense of morality or greater purpose, and only want to advance themselves for their own self-centered reasons. Their more honorable or idealistic peers are consumed by the harsh Yakuza world they've found themselves in, or are hiding their true intentions out of a sense of self-preservation. The one at the helm of this exploitative Yakuza culture is Sohei Dojima, patriarch of the Tojo clan and his own Dojima clan, and his three captains seek to impress him in hopes of getting the plot of land in Kamurocho. For Kiryu and Majima, the three Tojo clan captains represented the three major reasons to continue on in Yakuza life, in this hyper-fictionalized world. The thrill of the hunt, the glamour, and the retribution. Daisuke Kuze is a straightforward man. He expresses an interest in a lot, but seems to have one major focus: fighting, in being the strongest, in taking Kiryu down to prove himself and the Tojo clan of his might. In the Yakuza world, as far as the three games I've played are concerned, physical might is paramount. A lot of problems are solved through physical fighting, for the most part. Being a high-ranking figure in a Yakuza family means being well-versed in the art of combat. This is the field that Kuze both excels in and cares most about. For Kuze, being a Yakuza is expressing your strength, will, and might. The world of organized crime for him provides an outlet for one to express themselves in the purest form, through strength, in the eyes of Kuze at least. Hiroki Awano represents the opposite side of the coin. Now, it's relatively well known even to people who don't study organized crime that climbing the ranks in organized crime can get you pretty damn wealthy. And this is the aspect that matters most to Awano. He places little emphasis on honor or moral reasons to commit crimes. To be a Yakuza is to open up the way for a better, more luxurious, comfortable life, especially in the prosperous 1980s. His interactions with the main characters consist mostly of Awano trying to sway you to see things his way and see the appeal in operating within the Yakuza in an opportunistic manner. His fancy clothes and his access to the finer things in life are all indications of the success he's had by employing this mentality. Unlike some of the people he meets, like Kiryu, Majima, and even Kuze, he doesn't think being a virtuous criminal is worth anything within the ranks of the Yakuza. Clearly, his disregarding of morals or limitations is the reason he lives such a glamorous life. Although his last moments do indicate that taking this attitude was practical rather than philosophical for Awano, who saved Majima from getting assassinated out of nowhere by Lao Gui, communicating that Awano had to suppress some of his legitimate feelings to succeed in the Yakuza world. But it mostly paid off for him until he went after the empty lot. Finally, Keiji Shibusawa is in a somewhat middle ground here. For Shibusawa, joining the Yakuza is a way to get revenge on a corrupt world that took his father from him for a mistake he didn't even make. Shibusawa represents crime as rebellion. Of course, both in the games world and in the real world, there are many people who resort to crimes out of a sense of injustice towards the world. Now, these crimes range from petty theft to straight-up terrorism, but what they all have in common is that they felt that the world was unjust or didn't go as they wanted it to, and struck out, therefore causing some sort of damage, again ranging from stealing property to taking others and their own lives. Shibusawa seemed set to join regular society, even as a part of the government, before his father killed himself over being blamed for a mistake he didn't make. Shibusawa then changed his course out of indignation for his father's death, and also wants to become as powerful as possible to prevent such a thing from happening to him or any future family members or peers. So he somewhat combines Kuze and Awano's reasons with his own. He needed to get stronger physically, and we all know what he's capable of in a fight, and he needs to advance socially to not be subservient to anyone's whims but his own, which is why he amasses wealth and power. And then there's the retribution aspect, his need to strike out against a corrupt world for ruining his life and his original path. These encounters inspired Kiryu and Majima to go their own way, inspired by the honor of men like Kuze and Awano in his final moments, and learning valuable lessons on what not to do in their exploits as Yakuza, like not letting revenge or material greed cloud your judgment. Both Kiryu and Majima ferment their own unique brand of nobility, and both continued to train as fighters as a result of their encounters in Zero. They took certain aspects of the three captains' ideologies like self-expression, honor, and an increased awareness of the realities of the world, but cut out most of the negatives like ruthlessness towards the innocent or already defeated, greed, and revenge as a motivator, to create their own hybrid Yakuza ideologies in the ensuing games. That's my discussion of these incredible games. I hope you enjoyed it. For those who care, sorry for the wait for this video. University's doing its thing. I thank you for your patience regardless. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.